The full Play It Today breakdown is in the description on theircheck.com. The short version is this: yes, you can still play Worms World Party legally today, but no, it is not the Worms game I would point most people to first. If you specifically want World Party, there is a sensible version to buy. If you just want the best place to start with Worms, this is already a more selective recommendation. The main official option is Worms World Party Remastered on PC. That is the version currently sold on Steam and GOG, and it is the one that makes the strongest case for itself if your goal is to play this game specifically, rather than just any good Worms. There is also a lower friction alternative on the US PlayStation Store, the PS1 emulation release for PS4 and PS5. That version matters because it is clearly the easier sofa play route. You get the convenience of a console setup, plus rewind and quick save. But it is also explicitly a converted PlayStation version, not the fuller PC remaster, and even the platform messaging leaves room for differences in how it plays. So the recommendation is pretty clean. If you want Worms World Party, start with the remaster on PC. If you already have a PS4 or PS5 and want the easiest legal path, the PS1 emulation version is the softer landing. If you are just asking, what Worms should I start with in 2026? This is where the answer changes. The dossier is pretty clear that Worms WMD is a stronger modern entry point for most people, and Worms Armageddon is easier to defend if what you want is classic 2D Worms with a better preserved reputation. Why does the PC remaster get the nod here? Because it is the version that actually preserves the reason to care about World Party in the first place. It keeps the game's specific identity, including the World Party branch of the classic 2D formula, while also adding the modern-facing pitch that makes it viable at all today. The dossier supports things like training, controller support, local and online multiplayer, and a cleaner presentation. That is the best balance available if the question is not, what is the easiest Worms, but what is the best current way to play Worms World Party? The caveat is important, because this is where the recommendation stops being broad. The remaster still shows its age. The dossier points to mixed reception, old-looking compatibility messaging, and enough friction that you should not sell this as a carefree plug-and-play classic for everyone. It may still be the best official version of this specific game. That does not make it the best use of time for a normal new player. If you are coming in fresh, the biggest adjustment is not story, progression, or some hidden route. It is the feel. Worms World Party still runs on wind, terrain, trajectory judgment, and the kind of turn-based chaos where your own mistakes are often the funniest and most painful part of the match. Early on, that can feel clumsy rather than charming. The useful advice is simple. Use the training and quick start options. Expect the terrain and wind to matter immediately, and do not read your first bad turns as proof that the game is broken or opaque. This is one of those games where the first layer of friction is learning how much the environment pushes back, and that leads to the real question, why play it today at all? It makes sense if you specifically want Worms World Party. Not just a Worms game, but this one. If you care about its particular rule set, its World Party flavor of classic 2D Worms, and the local multiplayer chaos that still gives it a reason to exist, then yes, it can still pay off. There is a real audience for that. It makes much less sense if you are starting from zero and just want the strongest recommendation. For that player, the barriers are obvious. The legal options split between versions with different trade-offs. The PC choice is fuller but rougher. The console choice is easier but less complete. And on top of that, the series has better starting points. That is the key modern judgment here. Worms World Party is not useless in 2026. It is just narrower than its historical name might suggest. So the clean conclusion is this: buy the PC remaster. If you specifically want Worms World Party, use the PS4 or PS5 emulation release if convenience matters more, and skip it as a first Worms unless you already know why this exact entry is the one you want. If you need the full practical breakdown, the theircheck.com page in the description is where to go next.